A very good morning and good afternoon to my dear students. This is Professor Nimesh Davda from RK University, Rajkot, Gujarat, India. We will be starting with our session very soon. So let's wait for other students to get connected quickly. And thank you for connection. Okay, we'll proceed now for our today's session. So it starts with the introductory part. That very first, the fundamental part which we'll be covering related to the HCF and LCM, that is the fundamental involved for the basic concept, that is HCF. Now HCF, as you all might be knowing it pretty well, that HCF stands for highest common factor. Okay, so HCF generally stands for highest common factor, or we can sometimes call it as a greatest common divisor, that is GCD. So if in question, if you find that we need to find the HCF, okay, or GCD, in both these we will be doing the same process. Okay, so HCF or GCD both are synonyms we can consider over here right at this moment. So now, as and when this fundamental which is involved, we will very first observe the definition of the HCF. Now, what is the definition provided? That is, if two or more numbers are broken into their prime factors, okay, if two or more numbers are broken into their prime factors, then the product of the maximum common prime factor in the given numbers is the HCF of the numbers. Okay, so we will try to understand this concept with the help of a very basic example which is cited over here. Okay, so HCF is also called as GCD, greatest common divisor, as I've already mentioned. So example is, let us consider this example provided over here, that we need to find the HCF of the given numbers 72, 60 and 96. So what is the general process which we used to follow for finding the HCF? We will follow the same thing, that is, we will very first try to factorize the given numbers with the help of tabular method. That is, I will write 72 over here, 60 over here, and 96 over here. And I will select the least prime number. Okay, I will select the least prime number by which the 72 number will be divided. So least prime number is 2. So 2 into 36 gives me 72. 2 into 18 gives me 36. 2 into 9. I will write 3 over here. And 3 goes over here, here. And then we are done with the factorization part. Now, if we talk about the HCF of the numbers, the factor of the number 60. Okay, so for 60 also we will have the same process followed as we followed for 72. That is 2 into 30 is 60. Then a similar way, 2 into 15 is 30. 3 into 5 is 15, and 5 into 1, that is 5. So yes, what I was discussing related to the factorization part of the given numbers. So we factorized the given number. So now we have this 96 factorization which needs to get done. That is 2 into 48, then 2, 24, 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3, and 3, 1. Okay. So here we are done with the factorization part. Now let's have a look at the HCF. So as you can find, we have the same factors listed horizontally like this way in the product format, and the same way we have for 60 and 96, as you can find. Now the HCF, as it is stated over here in the statement, that is, it is nothing but the product of the common prime factors in the given number. So we need to identify the common prime factors. Now if you observe, students, we have 2 times 2, that is at max available over here in 60. Similarly 2 times 2 is available over here, and similarly 2 times 2 is available in the 96 also. So 2 into 2, that is for sure to be considered, Also, we need to check for other numbers also. That is 3 is available in each of the given set of numbers. I will write 3 over here. And since 5 is available only once, so I will not include 5. So my final answer turns out to be 2 into 2 into 3, that is 12. Okay, so answer to the given question is 12. Okay, so I believe this method is already known to you, that this was just the prerequisite, and as you can find that the final answer is 2 into 2 into 3, that is 12. Yes, very good. Okay, so this is the process by which we are finding the HCF of the given numbers. In a similar way, we will be simplifying for LCM also. So let me just quickly clear all these annotations and proceed to the next topic. But before proceeding it, students, there is an important note over here which is written that HCF of any of the numbers which we find, for that we are ultimately finding the highest divisor which can exactly divide the given numbers. Okay, what we do, we are finding the highest divisor by which we can by which it can exactly divide the given numbers. Okay, so now we will proceed to the next problem, that is concept of LCM, lowest common multiple. Now for simplification of this lowest common multiple, what we need to observe very first, that is the LCM of two or more than two numbers is nothing but it is the product of the highest powers of all the prime factors that occur in these numbers. So to understand this, I have once again kept an example over here, that is we need to find the LCM of 36, 48, 64 and 72. Now to find the LCM, students, what we need to do, we need to write each of the numbers in a single table form. That is, I will write 36, 48, 64 and 72. Okay, so now I need to select the lowest prime number which can divide either of the given numbers. So lowest prime number, that is 2. So 2 is dividing 36 by 18, then 24, then we have 32 over here and 36 over here. Then after, we will once again try to simplify further with 2 itself, that is 2 into 9, that is 18, 2 into 12, that is 24, 2 into 16, that is 32, 2 into 18, that is 36. Once again I will solve with 2, 2 into 6, that is 12, 2 into 8, that is 16, 2 into 9, that is 18, and 9 remains as it is since it is not divisible by 2 exactly, so it remains as it is. Once again we are having 2, 3, 4, and this 9 will remain as it is. Still we have one number which is divisible by 2, so I will write 2 over here and I will try to divide this number by 2 and I will keep the rest of the numbers as it is. Now once again by 2, so it comes 1 over here, and now I will switch over to the another prime number, that is 3. So 3 into 3, that is 9, 1, 1, 3 and 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. So now we will take the product of all the given numbers. So the final answer after taking the product, okay, it turns out to be 576. Over here this 4 is nothing but it is 2 into 2. By mistake it is written 4 over here. Ultimately we need to count 2 times 2 instead of 4. So if you do the simplification and take the product of the given numbers, it will result into the answer to be 576. Yes, very good. Okay. So this with the help of this process, we generally find the LCM of the given numbers. Okay. So now ultimately, what is the objective that what you obtain after find the LCM? Okay. So what is the resultant value which you obtain? So once you find the LCM of the given number, students, you will obtain the least dividend value which is exactly divisible by the given numbers. Okay. Now let me once again make you familiarize with the concept of dividend and divisor, since you already know this thing pretty well, but this is just for the sake of reference I will be doing it. So if you are dividing a certain number by a given by any of the other number, okay, so over here the number which you write, that is the dividend, Over here, the number which you write, that is divisor. Then over here, that is quotient. And since any remainder is there after simplification, then in this box you obtain the remainder. Okay. So while finding the HCF, you obtain this divisor value, okay, greatest divisor value, and while finding the LCM, you obtain the least dividend value, okay, for the given set of numbers. So this is the prime objective when you find the HCF of any of the given numbers, or when you find the LCM of the given number. So ultimately, what did you obtain? Okay, what is the purpose of finding the HCF or finding the LCM? Okay, so these are the things which you obtain after finding the HCF or LCM. I will also guide you with the help of one example of each HCF and LCM, which is applicable in your day-to-day routine life also, that how will you apply this concept in your routine life. We have introduced this practical example problem also, but that is introduced in the last part of our session. Okay, so for that you need to wait until the session gets over. Okay, so now we will proceed to few of the types of HCF and LCM problems. So as you can find, students, we are having various types listed over here. That is, three types are presented in this particular slide, and other three types are presented in other slide. Okay, so before starting with the various types of problems based on HCF and LCM concept, I would like to bring you to notice that when you find the word greatest in the question, okay, whenever you find the word greatest in the question, so majority of times, I repeat, majority of times, not all the times, okay, so majority of times the process involved for the simplification is the process of HCF. Okay, so whenever you find the word greatest, so this is the identification which will let you know that, okay, you are supposed to find HCF or you are supposed to find LCM. But I repeat, majority, not all the times. As you can find in this particular type, we have to find the LCM very first. Okay, we need to find the LCM. So I once again I repeat that for the greatest word as a keyword, we have to find the HCF majority of times, and for the smallest we need to find the LCM. Okay, that is for majority, not all the time. Okay, it is not involved all the time. Okay, so this is the key fundamental before starting with the explanation of the set types. uh, I request my voice is properly audible, since one of our student is continuously dropping a message that there is an echo. I request admin tech team to please guide him further how to simplify this. Okay, okay. Okay, students, so we will start with the simplification of this very first type. Okay, let us try to understand this type very first, and then we will have the simplification of the problem which is based on this particular type. So the type is find the n digit greatest number which when divided by the numbers x, y and z. We are having two different cases over here. The case A, that is of exactly divisible type, which is having no remainder, and second is it leaves remainder, which is a value k in each case. Okay, so for simplification of this kind of problem, okay, we have to do the process, and the process involved, that is, very first we need to take the LCM of the given numbers. Okay, we will find the LCM of the given numbers very first, and if it is of type A, then what we need to do, now let us say over here n digit, in place of n digit we have the value assigned, that is, let us say find the 5-digit greatest number. So what is the greatest number of 5-digit known to us? It is 99,999. Okay, so that 5-digit number we will be writing it over here in place of dividend. Okay, now the LCM value which we have found out by the LCM of these three numbers, we will keep it as a divisor, and then we will do the simplification of this division, and we will obtain certain remainder value over here. Okay, make sure that remainder value is assigned with a variable r. Okay, no need to assign a variable, this is just for the sake of your reference. Then after, what is the process involved? If it is a case of exactly divisible, Okay, if it is a case of exactly divisible, then what you need to do, this n digit greatest number, which means in our case it is 99,999. We need to subtract this remainder value from 99,999 to obtain our final answer. And if it is a case of leaving a remainder b or leaving a remainder k in each case, so for that what we need to do, the answer which we found over here in case A, okay, the same answer needs to get added by this k value and it will result into the answer to case type number 1 B. Okay, so to have a better understanding of this set type, let's simplify an example based on it. Okay, so let's simplify an example based on this type number 1. So let me redirect you to the said example. Now see, this is the type involved, that is finding the n digit greatest number which when divided by x, y and z. Now the type involved is of type 1b type. Okay, it is of type 1b format. See, it leaves the remainder k in each case. So the process involved will be the same which we learned just before few minutes. Okay, so this is how the problem will be offered to you students. See, what we need to observe, find the greatest number of 4 digits. Okay, just have a look at the question, the way it is framed. Find the greatest number of 4 digits which when divided by the given numbers, that is 12, 15, 20 and 25, leaves remainder 3 in each case. You can correlate this particular type problem. And now what we will do, we will try to simplify this question. Now what is the step involved in simplification? Very first we will find the LCM of 12, 15, 20 and 25. So very first let us quickly try to simplify, that is the LCM of 12, 15, 20 and 25. Okay, so 2 into 6, that is 12. 15 will remain as it is since it is not divisible by 2. Now 2 into 10, that is 20, and over here 25 will remain as it is. Students, you can also simplify along with me. Okay, you can have your notebook and pen just beside you and try simplifying this. Then we have 3 as the next number. Then we have 5 over here. So if you do the product of the given numbers, okay, so we have finally 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So if you do the product, you will come up with the answer, and that is 300. Yes, very good. I can find the same answer in the chat window. So you have the LCM value to be 300. Okay, now what is the next step to do? Now this LCM value is our divisor. Okay, this is our divisor. Then after, what we need to do, see over here what is given, that find the greatest number of 4 digits. So students, what is the greatest number of 4 digits known to you? Can anybody answer to this given question in the chat window? What is the greatest number of 4 digits known to you? Yes, very good, very good. It is 9,999. Very good, very good, very good. Thank you, students. So this value 9,999 is our dividend value. Okay, this is our dividend. We have the divisor available by finding the LCM value, that is 300. Now we'll try to simplify this division. So 300 into 3, which is 900. Okay, 9, 9, and this 9 goes down. So once again 300 into 3, that is 900. And then we have 99 as the remainder. So this is our remainder value. Okay, so now what is the process involved, students? This remainder value needs to get subtracted. Okay, this remainder value needs to get subtracted from this dividend, which is 9,999. So do the subtraction and we obtain the answer as 9,900. Okay, but make sure this is not the answer to our given question. It is our question is of type number 1b. And what is type number 1b? The answer which we obtained, that is 9,900, needs to get added with this remainder 3. So our final answer turns out to be 9,903. This is our final answer to the given question. Okay, let's have a look at the options available quickly. So you can find the 4 set of options provided over here, and once you try to simplify, you will come up with the same answer available, that is 9903. Okay, one student has raised a query that, sir, please repeat after again after getting 300. Okay, so once again, students, I will try to simplify the set question on a very special request by one of our students. So what we need to do, since we are knowing this greatest number of 4 digits, which is 9999. Okay, so we will divide this value. Okay, so this greatest number of 4 digits turns out to be our dividend value, and the LCM value which we obtained, that is 300, turns out to be our divisor. Now we will perform the division. So 300 into 3, that is 900, and once again, if you do the simplification, we have 300 into 3, that is 900, and then 99 turns out to be the remainder. Now what you need to do, you need to subtract this remainder value from this dividend. Okay, do the subtraction and you result with the value as 9900, and then you need to add this 3 value to this 9900, and you will come up with your final answer to be 9903. Yes, so our required number will be the number 9903, which is the greatest number of 4 digits. Okay, one student is asking how we get 9999. Students, it is very, it is very logical kind of a thing, that what is the greatest number of 4 digits known to you? Okay, so from that we have the answer as 9999. So 9999 is the greatest number of 4 digits known to us. So hence we have kept over here in the division. I believe I have made your query clear. Please confirm it. Okay, okay. Okay, students. So I believe this question is well understood by everybody. So now moving on to the next question for the simplification part. So let me redirect to the given slide. I need to clear these annotations to avoid any interruption in our explanation. Okay. So students, the next question offered will be of this type, that is type number 2. Find the n digit smallest number. Now see students, just observe the change in type number 1 and type number 2. Okay, in type number 1 we studied related to the greatest number part. In type number 2 we will be studying related to the smallest number. Okay, this is the change which we are observing right at this moment. Apart from it, we were finding the greatest number which when divided by the given numbers. Okay, so the greatest number was the divisor which we obtained. Now over here, what is the change in the statement? If you observe, which when divided by, okay, which when divided by x, y, and z leaves no remainder and leaves a remainder k in each case. So once again, we will find the n digit smallest number and do the similar process. Okay, so the process involved, the first step involved is common. If you observe, this is the first step of type number 1, and you can find the same step involved over here. Only the type differs from this type A and B portion, that is the required number turns out to be n digit smallest number plus the LCM value, that is divisor minus remainder. And over here, the answer which we obtained in type number A, the same answer we need to write it over here and add this k value to our given answer. Okay, I can understand that you might not be able to get right at this moment from this particular sentence form explanation. So to have a better understanding of this particular type, let us try to simplify a problem which is based on this particular type. So let me redirect you to the said type problem. So type number 2, we are having the type as find the n digit smallest number which when divided by the given numbers x, y, and z leaves remainder k in each case. So make sure once again we have the type number 2b type of problem. Okay, as you observe in type number 2b we have leaves remainder k in each case. So we have the same problem available over here. So now let us try to observe the question based on type number 2. So problem will be offered to you like this way. So find the least number of 5 digits. Make sure we need to find the least number of 5 digits which when divided by the numbers 12, 15, 20 and 25 leaves the remainder 3 in each case. So once again, students, the LCM value of 12, 15, 20 and 25, it is already found to us. It is already available with us. That is 300, since we had simplified in the previous question. So we will not repeat the process for finding the LCM in this particular question. So I will quickly write LCM value. Okay, LCM of 12, 15, 20, 25, that is 300, since it is already known to us from the previous problem. Now, what we need to do, students, we need to write the lowest number of 5 digits. So can anybody tell me what is the lowest number of 5 digits known to you? Yes, very good. I have the response in my chat window. Lowest number of 5 digits, that is 10,000, definitely. So that 10,000 value will be our divisor, will be our dividend. Okay, this 300 value is our divisor. Now we will perform the division operation once again. So 300 into 3 gives you 900. Okay, once again 100, and this 0 comes down. So 300 into 3 gives you 900, and we have 100 as the remainder. Now students, in our previous type, what we did, we were subtracting this remainder value from the dividend. In this type, we are not supposed to do the same. What we are supposed to do, we are supposed to subtract this remainder value from this divisor value. Okay, we are supposed to subtract this remainder from this divisor, which is 300. So 300 minus 100 gives you 200, and then the answer which you obtained over here as a part of subtraction, you need to add this answer to your least number of 5 digits known to you, which is 10,000. So you obtain the value as 10,200, but this is not our final answer, since we need to find the number which leaves remainder 3 in each case. So I will add this 3 value to my answer 10,200, and my final answer turns out to be 10,203. This is our final answer. Okay, so let's have a look at the options available with us, and the correct answer is definitely is 10,203. So I believe this type is well understood by each and every student attending my today's session. If you find any difficulty, please drop your queries in the chat window. I will try to resolve it at the earliest. Okay, since I have received one query from one of our students who is attending our today's session, so I'll quickly, I will try to recall this particular example once again. So yes, one more time, it's we are recalling this particular example. So our type available with us, that is find the n digit smallest number which when divided by the given numbers, okay, leaves remainder k in each case. So this is how the problem will be offered to you. That is, find the least number of 5 digits which when divided by the given numbers, that is 12, 15, 20 and 25, leaves the remainder 3 in each case. Now these will be the options available with us, 10,200. Okay, then option B, C and D. Then after, what is the first step involved? That is, we need to find the LCM. Okay, we need to find the LCM. So we need over here LCM we are not finding right at this moment, because we had already found in type number 1 problem. So we will not invest our time in the finding out the LCM. So that's why I have directly written this 300 value. Now after finding the LCM, what we need to do, the least number of 5 digits, since it is mentioned in the question least number of 5 digits, so I have introduced this least number of 5 digits, that is 10,000, as a dividend. Then this 300 value which we obtained as an LCM, that is our divisor. Then after on simplification, we obtained 100 as the remainder. But in type number 1, what we did, we subtracted this remainder value from the dividend. Now in this case, we will be subtracting this remainder value from the divisor, which is 300, and then after the subtraction, whatsoever the result we obtain, that is over here the 200 in our case, we will add this 200 value to the 10,000, which is our dividend, and we obtain 10,200. But since we need to find the least number of 5 digits, which will remain, which will have the remainder 3 in each case. So what we need to do, we need to add that 3 value to the value to 10,200, and finally our answer turns out to be 10,203. Okay. Okay, I do believe that I have made your query clear. Please confirm it. The same process, yes, the same process, students, you can apply for least number of 6 digits, least number of 7 digits, okay, or higher number of digits. But generally, it has been observed that you will be asked with either least number of 4 digits or 5 digits or 6 digits at max, okay. But in case, be very careful, students. Type number 1 and type number 2 are quite confusing. So to avoid confusion, just observe and practice both the types properly, okay. Just observe and practice both the types properly. Now let us switch over to our next type, that is type number 3. Now in type number 3, what we are supposed to do, find the HCF of the fractional numbers. Okay, so the numbers will be provided as a part of fraction. As you can find, we need to find the HCF of x upon y, a upon b, and m upon n. So in case of finding the HCF of fractional numbers, what we need to do, we need to find the HCF of numerators and LCM of denominators. Okay, in case of finding the HCF of fractions, what we need to do, we will find the HCF of numerators and LCM of denominators. Now to have a better understanding of this particular type, let me quickly redirect you to the problem which is based on this type. So type number 3, that is based upon finding the HCF of fractional values. Now problem offered is find the HCF of 3 upon 8, 5 upon 7 and 6 upon 11. So what is the step involved in simplification? We'll find the HCF of, okay, we'll find the HCF of numerators, that is 3, 5 and 6, and then we'll find the LCM of denominators, that is 8, 7 and 11. Okay. Okay, I'm finding one query related to the previous type. Sir, we have to do 9,999 minus 99 and 10,000 plus 200, and for what, for 6, 7, 8 digits, how can we do? The same process, student, you need to follow for 6, 7 or 8 digits or higher than that. Just be very careful with the words utilized, that is greatest number or least number. Okay, so don't get confused with the types, just observe the words and do the simplification according to the types available. Okay, anyways, we'll focus once again back to our this particular type problem, type number 3. So yes, can anybody tell me the HCF of 3, 5 and 6? It is very easy to answer. Yes, very good, and one of our student has already calculated the response. Brilliant. And what is the LCM of 8, 7 and 11? What is the LCM of 8, 7 and 11? For LCM, we need to simplify it. So I will write 8 over here, 7 over here, and 11 over here, and I will do the simplification process. Yes, very good, very good, very good. So yes, LCM of 8, 7 and 11 is 616. Now since students 8, 7 and 11 are not having anything in common between them, so we can directly do the multiplication of the numbers 8 into 7 into 11. Okay, so your final answer turns out to be 1 upon 616. So 1 upon 616 is the answer to the given question. Let's have a look at the options which will be provided over here. So you can find the options A, B, C, D available, and the final answer is definitely it's 1 upon 616. Okay. So any query in this problem can be discussed right at this moment. Type number 3. Okay. Okay, we'll proceed further. Thank you students for the response. We'll proceed further. Now let's have a look at the other types which are mentioned. So in previous type students, we found the HCF of fractions. Now in this particular type, we will be finding the LCM of fractions. Okay, so if you observe the process involved in finding, that is, we need to find LCM of numerators upon HCF of denominators. In the previous case, we found that HCF of numerators and LCM of denominators. Now since we are supposed to find over here LCM of the given fractions, so we'll find the LCM of numerators and HCF of denominators. Okay, so let us try to simplify one question based on this LCM particular type. So let me redirect you to the type number 4 problem. Now type number 4 involves find the LCM of x upon y, a upon b and m upon n. So problem offered to you will be like this way. We need to find the LCM of 3 by 8, 5 by 7 and 6 by 11. So now what we need to do, we need to find the LCM of 3, 5 and 6. Okay, you need to find LCM of 3, 5 and 6 and HCF of 8, 7 and 11. Now this HCF value finding is very easy. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, one of our student is continuously having a query in this type number 2 problem. Student, what you can do is once I finish up with this entire session, we can have the simplification of your query. So please, I request you to wait until I finish off with my session. Okay. Okay, yes, brilliant. So the answer is 30 upon 1, which is equal to 30. So let's have a look at the options available quickly. So as you can find, we are having our response, that is A is the answer to the given questions. Okay, one student is having a query, how did we get 1 as HCF? It is quite simple. HCF of 8, 7 and 11, see, if you factorize, you are not having anything in common. Okay, apart from 1, there isn't any value which is common to 8, 7 or 11. So hence you have 1 as the HCF. I believe your query is resolved. Please confirm. Yes, very good. No common, then we take 1 as HCF. Okay, okay. So now we will switch over to the next type, that is find the HCF of decimal numbers. Okay, so now over here students, we need to follow 2 steps which are involved. So very first step is we will find the HCF of the given numbers without the decimal values. Okay, we will find the HCF of the given numbers without the decimal values, and second step is we will put the decimal point from the right to left and the maximum decimal places available among the given numbers. So to have a better understanding, we will quickly observe this particular type of problem with the help of an example. So let me quickly redirect you to the example of type number 5. Now type number 5 is find the HCF of decimal numbers, and the problem offered is find the HCF of 0.11, 0.121 and 0.1331. Now students, as the step number 1 is quite simple, we need to find the HCF of the given values neglecting the decimal point. So we will find the HCF of 11, 121 and 1331. Make sure we will find the HCF. Okay, so find the HCF of 11, 121 and 1331. So if you factorize, so 11 over here, 11 into 1, and over here 11 into 11, once again 11, 1, and over here 11 into, once again we are having 121 and 11, 11, 11 and 1. So yes, HCF value, okay, so HCF value is 11. If you observe, we are having the HCF value to be 11. Now, what is the process involved? Now, see students, step number 2 is, you need to observe it very carefully for writing your answer to the given question. This 11 is not the HCF. This 11 is the HCF of 11, 121 and 1331. We need to find the HCF of decimal points. So for that, what we need to do, we need to observe the maximum decimal places in the given question. So maximum decimal places available is 4. Okay, since we are having 2 decimal places over here, 3 decimal places over here, and 4 decimal places over here. So maximum out of these is 4. Okay, so over here our answer is of only 2 places. So for that we need to introduce 2 zeros prior to the number, and then we will introduce 1 point and 0 over here. So 0.0011 is the answer to our given question. Okay, so 0.0011 is the answer to the given question. I believe this process is well understood by everyone. Let's have a look at the option also, which is provided over here. So as you can find, our correct answer is option B, that is 0.0011. Okay, one of our student is having a request to for explanation once again, so we will try to understand this. So very first, what we need to do, students, we will find the HCF of the given numbers. Okay, we will find the HCF of the given numbers without considering the decimal values. Okay, so we'll find the HCF of only 11, 121 and 1331. We will neglect this decimal values very first, and then after, what we will do, once you find the HCF, okay, which is 11 over here, I will write this 11 and observe the maximum number of decimal places available with us. So maximum number of decimal places is 4 in this particular. So maximum decimal place value is 4. So I need to write my answer in the 4 decimal values. Okay, I need to write my answer in 4 decimal values. So for that, what I need to do, I'm already having 2 values available with me. So I will introduce 2 zeros prior to my answer, and then introduce 1 decimal point and 0 to have my answer done for the given question. I believe I have made the query very clear for your doubt. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, students. Now we'll switch over to the next type of problem. It is type number 6. Now type number 6 is find the LCM of decimal numbers. Okay, we need to find the LCM of decimal numbers. Now what you need to do, the first step is similar as we did in HCF case. The same process we need to do for this also. That is, step number 1 is involving finding the LCM of the given numbers without considering the decimal point. And then in step number 2, put the decimal point from the step number 1 from right to left at the place equal to the minimum decimal places among the given numbers. Over here we were considering maximum decimal place values. In our LCM problem, we will consider minimum decimal place value. Okay, so let us try to understand this particular type based on one problem which is kept. So the problem to type number 6, that is finding the LCM of decimal numbers, and the problem offered is finding the LCM of 2.2, 0.540 and 1.08. So in this case, students, what we need to do, we need to find the LCM of 22. Okay, I will not consider this decimal point. I will find the LCM without considering this decimal point value. So I will find the LCM of 22, 540 and 108. So we need to find the LCM now. So 2 into 11 is 22, 2 into 27 is 54, and 0 over here. 2 into 54 is 108, and 2, this 11 goes as it is, then this 270, 135 and 27. Now I will switch over to 3. and 11 goes here. Then we have 45 over here, 9 over here, 3, and 3 over here. Then we have 5, and lastly we have 11. Okay, so now we need to do the multiplication of 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 11. So what is the multiplication value? Yes, very good. It is 5940. Okay, I found one query. That reason for having 22 and 108, see, it is very simple. As I've already mentioned, we need to find the LCM without considering the decimal values. Hence, we are not considering this decimal value, decimal point over here, and we are directly writing the value to be 22 and 108. Okay, okay. So now 5940 is the answer obtained after finding the LCM of 22, 540 and 108. But make sure students, 5940 is not the correct answer. We need to observe the minimum decimal place value available with us. So minimum decimal place value is 1, which you can find over here. This is 3 decimal places and it contains 2 decimal places. So minimum decimal place value is 1. So what I will do, I will start writing the answer from the right hand side to left hand side. So 0 is the rightmost position of 0 is the rightmost value of my answer. Then after I will introduce one decimal point. Why? Because I am having one minimum one decimal value, and then I will write this 3 digits 594 like this way, and my final answer turns out to be 594.0 or 594, whichever the value is provided in the response. So final answer is 594 or 594.0. Both answers are correct. I believe I've made my explanation very clear to each one of our students attending our today's session. Okay, I will repeat the process once again on a very special request by one of our students. See, first step is quite simple. We will find the LCM. Okay, we'll find the LCM of the given values, not considering the decimal points. Okay, we will neglect the decimal point, and then we'll find the LCM. So in this case, we will find the LCM of 22, 540, and 108, and the LCM value turns out to be 5940. But since it is a case of LCM of decimal number, so what is the step number 2 involved? We need to observe the minimum decimal place value in the question. So minimum decimal place value in the question is 1, since you can find over here. So what I need to do, I need to frame my answer in such a way that it contains one decimal point value. So I would need to start writing my answer from right to left. Okay, I will start writing my answer from right to left, and once I write the unit digit, I will introduce one decimal point, and then I will write the remaining digits to have my answer to the given question. Well, I do believe I made your query clear. Please confirm it in the chat window. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, students. Okay, we'll proceed further with the next problem. You can observe the same answer, 594.0. Now, students, we are done with the 6 different types of problems based on HCF and LCM. Now, I would like to introduce you to the miscellaneous problems, which deals with the practical life involvement of this fundamental HCF and LCM. Okay, so where you apply HCF and LCM concepts in your daily routine life. Okay, so let's have a look at the very first problem, which will guide you with the fundamentals of HCF and LCM application in your daily routine life. So type 1, that is application of HCF. So that the problem will be offered to you like this way, that is among how many students 175 bananas and 105 oranges can be equally divided. Okay, so for this kind of situation, what you are doing generally, you are finding the HCF of the given values, that is 175 and 105, and the answer you turn out, that is the answer in which is indicating that there must be 35 students in all. That is the HCF value which you obtain after the simplification. Okay, so once you simplify 105 and 175, and once you do the HCF, okay, so once you do the HCF, you will come up with the answer to be 35. Okay, so that 35 value is indicating that there must be 35 students in a class, so that the distribution of bananas and oranges can be done equally. That means each student can obtain the same number of bananas and the same number of oranges. Now over here, the word which I have utilized same, it doesn't mean that every student will obtain, let us say, 5 bananas and 5 oranges, but this 35 value which we calculated over here, that is HCF, you can divide this 35, this 175 by 35, and you come up with the answer as 5. And once again, if you divide this 105 by 35, you come up with the answer as 3. So every student in the class will be obtaining 5 bananas, okay, will be obtaining 5 bananas and 3 oranges. So this is where students, you apply the fundamental of HCF in daily life. Okay, very good question from one of our student related to type number 6 problem. Now, I would like to answer this question very first for the person named Subhash. So, Subhash, what you need to do, as I've already mentioned, see the value offered to us will be 0.540. Okay, 0.540 was the value offered to us. So, as I've already mentioned, we need to neglect this decimal point only. We are not considering this decimal point, but the rest of the figures are to be included as a part of calculation. Okay, so if you write 0540 or if you write 540, then ultimately both means the same. Subhash, I believe I made your query clear. Please confirm it in the chat window. Okay. Okay, there is one question from Razan that what if banana is not equally divided but 2? No, no, no. See, it is the question of HCF what we have did over here. Okay, question will be like this way. But this number of bananas and number of oranges, these are just for the sake of your understanding. Okay, this is not the thing which is included in our syllabus at this point of time. This is just for the sake of your understanding of the concept. Okay, that where HCF concept is applied in daily routine. Okay, I believe I've made your query is clear. Now I will switch over to the next application, that is application of LCM. So let us try to observe the next type of miscellaneous concept, that is type number 2, which deals with the application of LCM. Now LCM application follows like this way. Problem will be offered to you like this. The traffic lights at 3 different road crossings change after every 48 seconds, 72 seconds and 108 seconds respectively. Now if they all change simultaneously at this given point of time, that is 8:20 hours, okay, then at what time they again change simultaneously? Now how to understand this question? Let us try to consider 3 different road crossings. Okay, so let us say this is the first crossing available over here, this is the second crossing, and this is the third crossing. So let us say the timer allotted to this traffic light, that is of 48 seconds. In a similar way, this crossing has the time duration of 72 seconds, and this crossing has the time duration of 108 seconds. Now, what is provided in the question, that there are 3 traffic signals, okay, on a straight line. Let us consider, this is just an hypothesis involved. So let us say that after every 48 seconds, they change the time. Similarly, after every 72 seconds, they change the traffic light color. And similarly, for this signal, they have the 108-second timer for the changing of traffic light color. So let us say for an instance, this traffic light turns out green. Okay, after every 48 seconds, then once again the next color goes. And similarly, the green is over here and green is over here, and the time frame wherein all the three traffic lights are green, that is 8 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, so let us say at this particular point of time, the all the three traffic lights are having the green color, okay, on their traffic light display. And what is the next instance involved? Okay, so what is the next instance involved wherein all the traffic lights will be of same color, that is green color? So this is the question which is framed. I believe this question is well understood by every student. Now, how to simplify this? Let's have a look. So what we are doing for the simplification, we are simply finding the LCM of the given values, that is 48, 72 and 108. So you need to solve the LCM, that is 2 into 24 is 48, 36 is 72 and 54 is 108. Once again I will write 2 over here. You can do the simplification along with me. 2 into 12, 2 into 18 and 2 into 27. The similar way 2, then we have 6, 9 and 27 goes as it is. Once again 2 will be over here, 3, then we have 9, 27, once again 3, then we have 1, 3, 9, once again 3, and then once again 3 will be there. So finally it is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, then we have 3 times of 3. And if you do the simplification, you will come up with the answer. And yes, very good. Students are really active and I really appreciate your efforts. 432 is the LCM value. Now make sure, students, this value which you obtained after simplification, that is in seconds. Okay, this value is in seconds. Now what we need to find, at which particular time format, as it is mentioned over here, 8 hours 20 minutes. So what is the next time at which all the three traffic lights will be of same color? So for that, what we need to do, we need to make this time frame available with us, that is 432 seconds, into minutes and seconds form. Okay, so we need to break down this 432 seconds into minutes and seconds. So what we need to do, 432, it is divided by 60. Why 60? Because 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 60 into 7, that is 420. You simplify it and you obtain 12 as the remainder. So over here the value of quotient will give you the time duration of minute, and this remainder value will indicate the time duration of seconds. And once you add this, so final answer is 7 minutes 12 seconds after the division. And once you add this 7 minute 12 second to this 820, since we need to find the time duration after 820, so my answer to the given question will be 8 hours 27 minutes and 12 seconds. So this is our final answer to the given question. Okay, I do believe I have made this question well clear to every student attending my today's session. Please confirm it. Okay, one student is raising a query to explain. Okay, so I will re-explain this question based on the request received. So what is available, students, that the traffic lights at three different road crossings change after every 48, 72 and 108 seconds respectively. This is the timer which is offered to the three traffic signals respectively, as you can find over here in the figure which I have drawn. So if they all change simultaneously at this given time, that is 8 hours 20 minutes, so what will be the next time when they will change simultaneously? So we need to find the next time instant. So for that, we need to find the LCM of the given values, that is 48, 72 and 108. Okay, so once you find the LCM value, you will result into 432, and this value obtained will be in seconds. So you need to convert this 432 seconds into minutes and seconds. So for that, you need to divide this 432 by 60. to have the final answer to be 7 minutes and 12 seconds. And once you obtain this answer, you need to add this answer to 820, and the final answer turns out to be 8 hours 20 minutes and 27 seconds. Sorry, 8 hours 27 minutes and 12 seconds respectively. Okay. Okay, Pradeep. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You can have the values in the options format available over here. Now we are done with the concept of HCF and LCM, students. So for your end, I have kept few of the problems for your self practice to our said session. So what you can do is you can take a screenshot of this particular slide and give your level best for the simplification of these problems. So once the screenshot is taken, please confirm. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, students. So I'm really thankful once again to Admis Tech team, RK University management for providing me this wonderful opportunity to conduct this booster session series for the INSAT preparation for the students of various countries. So thank you so much, students.